الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين الله الموفق والمعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على حبيب إله العالمين العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. I'm very thankful to Allah the Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me this tawfiq and opportunity to meet you mu'mineen and mu'minat, dear brothers and sisters in Netherlands, in this great occasion, a few days before the holy month of Ramadan, before the month of Ziyafatullah, and inshallah we are preparing ourselves to be the guests and dayuf of Allah in the month to come, inshallah. Thank you for the organizers of this great occasion. It's my first time being in this center. I don't know what's the name of the center. There's no name in the center. It's my first time being in this center. I have asked to speak a few minutes in Farsi as well. Inshallah, I'll do so. I'll speak in Farsi probably at the end for about 5-10 minutes. Inshallah 5 دقیقه 10 دقیقه هم به فارسی صحبت خواهم کرد آخرش. But let me do my job first in English, then inshallah we change it to English, inshallah. Thank you for the organizers. I don't know who are the organizers, but thanks Ahlul Bayt for Adrian. May Allah bless, and Hayat Imam Reza. May Allah bless all of you, the youth of England, the youth of Netherlands, and the youth of Utrecht. May Allah bless you all. May Allah protect you. May Allah protect your families, protect your children and your students, inshallah, for Islam. I don't know how many of you were with us yesterday in the talk we had for Imam Zaman in Den Haag, in The Hague. We spoke about the issue of intighar, and also we ended up having some words about sulh, peace building, and the governance in the hukuma of Imam Zaman, Ajjalallah ta'ala farajahu sharif. If I'm not mistaken, this gathering and this majlis is also held for the birthday of Al-Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salatu wassalam. So congratulations, Mubarak to you all, inshallah, and we hope that we have the tawfiq to be remembered in the du'as of our living Imam Al-Imam Al-Mahdi by the barakah of a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yesterday, I ended up quoting a sentence from Dua al-Ahd. That sentence was this. In that dua, we say, وَعْمُرِ اللَّهُمَّ بِهِ بِلَادَكَ وَأَحْيِ بِهِ عِبَادَكَ. O Allah, we ask Allah, the Almighty, to make the lands, the bilad, the countries, the world flourishing, to bring prosperity to the lands through the Imam. وَأَحْيِ بِهِ عِبَادَكَ. I explained yesterday this phrase of the Dua of Ahd in the way to refer to the fact that the Islah and the reform of the Imam Zaman would be both worldly, dunyai and ukhrawi, worldly and material and non-material. This was the point I mentioned yesterday. I want to elaborate more on this today from a different angle, inshallah. You listen to it, and inshallah I hope to benefit from your questions and from your comments from today's discussion. Today I start with this point that, as you know, the Islamic teachings, the Islamic sciences, al-ulum al-Islamiyya, we divide them in a very general categorization into 3 categories. One category is aqaid, theology, beliefs. Another category is fiqh, ahkam, Islamic rulings, Islamic laws. Category or group number 3 is akhlaq, moralities and spirituality. There's a famous hadith from the Prophet in which the Prophet ﷺ says, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ ثَلَاثَةٌ آيَةٌ مُحْكَمَةٌ فَرِيضَةٌ عَادِلَةٌ سُنَّةٌ قَائِمَةٌ. In this hadith the Prophet says, ilm, science, is divided into 3 categories. Ayah muhkama. The commentators of the words of the Prophet, they say by ayah muhkama, what is meant? It is meant aqaid. The second one, farida, adila, ahkam, fiqh, Islamic rulings, sharia. And number 3, sunnah, qaima, that is akhlaq. So in a very general classification, we classify, we divide all al-ulum al-Islamiyya, Islamic sciences, into 3 categories: akhlaq, aqaid, and ahkam. Beliefs, moralities, and Islamic rulings or jurisprudence, fiqh. So, this is number 1. Point number 2 that I want to share with you is, if we want to be a moderate mu'tadil Muslim, a moderate believer, a moderate mu'min, we have to have a portion of all of these 3 Islamic sciences. Some from fiqh, at least, some from ahkam, you can say instead of fiqh, some from akhlaq, and some from aqaid. If you have an amount, a portion from aqaid, but you lack, you are weak in ahkam, and also you are weak in akhlaq, you are not moderate. You are not muta'adil. You are not balanced. There's no balance. It is like a cartoon. Have you seen cartoon? For example, the nose of someone or the ear of someone is drawn very big. Or the head is so big, the hands are, for example, so little, the feet are so again big. This is unrealistic image of something. If we want to have a realistic, a balanced, unbiased and balanced and moderate understanding of Islam, conception of Islam, a moderate Islamic lifestyle, sabki zindagi mu'tadil. If we want to have that type of thing, we have to make a balance between akhlaq, ahkam, and aqaid. So I'm taking you through some introduction to reach you to some good points, inshallah, but you have to listen carefully to these muqaddamati and introductory points that I'm telling you, inshallah. So this is number 2, point number 2. Point number 3. One of the causes, one of the problems that some believers, some mu'mineen and mu'minat, not non-believers, some mu'mineen, believers, one of the brothers and sisters that we may have, brothers that we may have, is a type of extremism which is rooted in investing in only one side of religion. Too much stress on aqaid part, very less stress on fiqhi part. Too much stress on ahkam part, very less emphasis on akhlaq side, on morality side. It wouldn't be on that. It may, I'm not saying for sure, it may cause some issues. It is not Hanif. Do you know the meaning of Hanif? We have in the Quran that Ibrahim kana Hanifan. What is Hanif? Hanif means to be away from two extreme sides and to be on the right track, to be on the middle way, on the right way. Ummatan wasatan wa kadhalika ja'alnakum ummatan wasata. We have made you a moderate ummah. Hanif means what? Means this. Hanif means that to be away from this side of extremism, ifrat, and from the side of tafrit. To be on the right track, to be on the right path. This is the meaning of Hanif. Allama Tabatabai says this in Tafsir al-Mizan. In the interpretation of the word Hanif, this is what Allama Tabatabai mentions in Tafsir al-Mizan. Fine. One of the problems, that problem could be ifrat and extremism, which we may develop, is because that we don't have that balanced view, balanced approach, balanced practice in all these three categories, in akhlaq, aqaid, and fiqh. Akhlaq, ahkam, aqaid, these are the main sciences, knowledges in Islam. So we can say deen, religion or Islam is like a body, is like a human being. Aqaid is like the head. Ayah muhkama, aqaid is like the head. If you don't have that sound, correct theology, mentality, aqaid, belief system, that doesn't work. There should be sound, correct beliefs. We have to have sound beliefs, correct beliefs, which are the beliefs of the prophets and the Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salatu was-salam. This is like head. Ahkam are like the hands and the feet of this body, the jawarih and jawanih of this body. Akhlaq is like the heart of this body. You can't say that, okay, my mind is working properly, but I have issues with my hands and with my legs and with my feet. No, that doesn't work. You can't say that, my heart is sharp, excellent, but my heart is not functioning well. I have some issue with my heart. No, that heart is very important. At least as important as your mind, as your memory. At least, if not more important. So there should be a balance. Let me give you examples. You've seen that, for example, some of the people that they are, unfortunately nowadays, they are causing so many issues. And some of them are from religious people. Some of them are doing these terrible things in the name of religion, sometimes in the name of Islam. They have very fundamental, highlighted, hyper, strong beliefs. But still, in the name of that religion, they may kill someone. In the name of the religion, they may behead someone, kill someone. That is one sign that there is no balance between the mind and the heart and other organs. There is no balance between aqaid, akhlaq and ahkam. There should be a balance. This is point number 3 that I mentioned to you. Point number 4. One of the consequences, this is a very important point that you have to listen carefully. One of the consequences of lacking or of the lack of balance between akhlaq, aqaid and ahkam, mind, heart and other organs, one of the dangerous consequences in the faithful community, whether that faithful community is Christian community or Jewish community or Muslim community, Shia community, doesn't matter. One of the risks, one of the problems, which is rooted in the lack of balance between these 3 categories, ahkam, akhlaq, aqaid, is that younger generation, your students, your children, they don't relate to the faith that you believe. They don't enjoy too much or in the same way that you enjoy from yourself being a Shia, being a Muslim, being a believer, a mu'min. They don't enjoy from reading Salat, from reading the Quran in the same way, or from doing all of these rituals and all of these Islamic and religious things in the way that you do, you enjoy. Because of that balance. And do you know why they don't enjoy it? Do you know where is lacking? Which one is missing? Which one is given little attention and others are giving a bit more attention? Do you know why? Which one is it? In most of these cases, the akhlaq and spirituality is given less attention. When akhlaq in religion, spirituality in religion is giving little attention, and aqaid and ahkam is giving more attention, what will happen? Your children, your students will find it very dry, khushk, very rigid. They don't relate to it. They don't enjoy it. You force them once, twice, 3 times that, no, you have to pray, you have to pray. Get up, you have to pray, it's salat time. Once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, 20 times. But that joy, that ladha doesn't come by force. By forcing yourself or someone of you, your brother, your sister, your parents, your children, your student, by forcing them to do something, that love doesn't come. Not only love doesn't come, but sometimes what does come? Resistance. Muqawamat. reluctancy, ikrah. They do it not willingly, not with love, not with heart, forcefully. This is point number 4. Point number 5 is the lack of this balance may result in a situation which is not good for that society which is peaceful. I'm going to refer to connect this topic to the topic that I discussed yesterday, the peaceful community of Imam Zaman. If a person who is not having the balance between akhlaq and ahkam and aqaid, that person cannot be completely peaceful member of a peaceful community of Imam Zaman, of Ahlul Bayt, of Allah. That person hasn't tasted the taste of peace in himself or in herself. If you don't have a spirituality, let me tell you the final thing that you should be told, brothers and sisters. This is Khatm Kalam, the end of the speech. If you don't taste that spirituality, you wouldn't be able to bring that sulh in yourself. You are not in sulh, at peace with yourself. How can you become a member of a peaceful community? How can you help to the peaceful community of Imam Zaman? This is point number 5. Point number 6. In all of these 3 branches, ahkam, akhlaq, aqaid, we have one big issue, which might be against sulh, against peace. What is that issue? That issue is the issue of self and others. Khudi va digari. In fiqh, in Islamic fiqh, we have some rulings for those who are mu'min. Let's say Shias, Muslims. But we have some rules and ahkam for those who are not. So there is khudi, self, us, and them, and others. The same in aqaid. In aqaid we have what? What classification we have about self and others? Mu'min and, you say, kafir? Yes, when you apply self and other, khudi wa digari, to aqaid, it becomes mu'min and kafir. Those who believe in the truth, those who don't believe in the truth. Yes? Those who believe in the truth, they are part of the community of yourself. They are khudi, they are part of you. But those who don't believe or don't adhere to that truth, they are part of the others. In akhlaq, we have self and other as well. We have us and them. Now, my difficult question for you is, we have to have very solid and strong and muhkam answer to this question that, Islamically speaking, as Muslims, we have to have answers to the issue of others in all these 3 branches, in ahkam, aqaid, and akhlaq. In ahkam, as much as non-believers, as much as non-Muslims, as much as non-Shias are concerned, what should we do? How we should communicate with them? How we should live with them? Are we allowed to eat with them some food? Are we allowed to mingle with them, to live with them, to make friendship, to do this and that? All of these are ahkami and fiqhi questions that are asked. In aqaid the same. What should be our stance towards non-believers, kuffar? I don't want to deal with those two issues. I'm going to deal mainly with the issue of self and others in akhlaq. Do we have self and others? Khudi wa digari? Us and them? This categorization in akhlaq? What is that self and others? There's a beautiful hadith that I'm sure you have all heard. I'm sure everyone has heard. This hadith is called the golden rule. The golden rule. Sometimes in Farsi we say قاعده زرین اخلاق or قاعده طلایی اخلاق. Golden rule in akhlaq, in ethics, in morality. Who knows this? What is this golden rule? I'm sure all you know all. Maybe you don't know the title of golden rule, but I'm sure you all know this rule. This rule says like this: هر چه برای خود میپسندی برای دیگران هم بپسند. Whatever you like for yourself, like for others. Yourself, others. And whatever you don't like for yourself, don't like for others. Or you can put it in this way: treat with people in the way that you like people to treat with you. Or don't treat with people as you don't want to be treated by others. So sometimes the negative side is called silver rule. قاعده نقره‌ای, not golden. Sometimes the positive, it has two sides. One side is positive, treat with people in the way that you want people to treat with you. Or like for people, whatever you like for yourself. This is the positive side. The negative side is that don't like for others whatever you don't like for yourself. Or don't behave with others in the way that you don't like yourself to be treated, to be behaved. Yes? So that's negative side and positive side. So, my question is, which inshallah we have to answer, that how will be the community of Imam Zaman with respect to this self and categorization in akhlaq. My question to you today is that, what is the concept of others in golden rule? We should know that golden rule, or this qaida zarin akhlaq, is not only in Islam. We have in Christianity, we have in Judaism, we have in Zoroastrianism, we have in Buddhism, we have even in the ancient Greece, we have in some philosophers' books. They all talk. It seems to be a universal, inclusive, universal code of conduct. Universal code and benchmark and standard for behavior. Treat others in the way that you want yourself to be treated. Like for others, whatever you like for yourself. Yes, and the other side. Don't like for them, whatever you don't like for yourself. This is a universal. Of course, there are slight differences in Christianity, but the core message, Payam Asli, the core message is shared between Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and many other religions, and also many other non-believing philosophical traditions and schools. Fine. Can we have a salawat, please? So before going to my main question, which seems to be a difficult question, what is that other in akhlaq? What is that other? Who are the people who are defined and considered and categorized as others? This is my main question today. But before going to that one, let's ponder upon this hadith a little bit. Like for yourself, whatever, like for others, whatever you like for yourself. If brothers and sisters, truly, we act upon this hadith, we make it as a benchmark, as a yardstick, as a standard, as the main criterion based on which we assess our moral actions to see which one of our actions were morally good and which ones were not morally good. We can achieve a lot. The first message of this hadith is that by your aql you can understand the goodness and the badness of some moral actions. This is one of the unique features of the Shiites. The Shiites, like the Mu'tazilites, they believe that the goodness and the badness of some actions you can understand by your aql. You don't need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tell you that, for example, honesty or truthfulness or adala, justice, is something good. No, the goodness of adala you can understand by your aql. The badness of dhulm, of injustice, you can understand by your aql. We call it al-husn wal-qubh al-dhati. The goodness and badness of some actions, moral actions, are accessible by your aql independently. So you don't need to wait for a prophet or for God to come and to tell you that, for example, adala is something good. No, if you think, you would see adala is nice. So this is the first message of this hadith. That's why it's so general, it's so universal. It's not only in Islam, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Islam, Christianity, everywhere. So, this is a very good point. It is universal. Universal benchmark, universal standard. The second point is about this hadith. We can assess every day to see how much we like things for others that we like for ourselves. In a very small scale you can assess, in a very large scale. In family, let me give you an example. In family, if you do, sister, something for yourself, do you truly, really like the same thing for other sisters, for your husband? Or you don't like it? You only like it for yourself. Brother, if you like something, or if you like to be treated in a way, do you treat others in the same way? Or you have a special position for yourself? Okay. Inshallah, we'll be here for question and answer. It is very important. Sometimes, sisters, brothers, we are deprived of something. We like them for ourselves, but we are deprived. We are mahroom. We like others to be deprived. Is that morally good? You like to be in a specific way. You like to do something. You like some features, but for some reasons you can't do it. For some reason, you can't do it. You have some deprivation, mahrumiyat. For some reasons you can't be like that. You can't do some actions. And you don't like others to do, this is not according to this hadith. Sometimes we have imposed some unnecessary things on ourselves, and we like others to have the same issues. These are very important points. I don't want to open these. I don't want to give examples. The examples, everyone can think of many examples that you have had in your life. This is very important. Like for yourself, like for others, whatever you like for yourself. According to the Quran, in this hadith, the main point, this is my last point, I will elaborate a little bit on this, about 5 minutes, then inshallah question answer. According to the Quran, the way I understand from the Quran, I'm not saying this is the message of the Quran, this is how I understand from the Quran, how I understand from the hadith. According to the Quran and the hadith, the people, all people are ummah wahida, kana an-nas ummatan wahida. This is Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 213. All people are one single ummah, فَاخْتَلَفُوا. Then they were diverse and divided and scattered into so many categories. According to some narrations, our Prophet, when he had a payman, a covenant with some other religions, he called, for example, look at Sahifat al-Madina, the constitution of the Medina, which was written under the supervision of the Prophet. In Article 2 of that constitution, the Prophet considered all Muslims and non-Muslims ummah wahida. In my understanding, I'm going to be very short. In my understanding, this hadith which says, like for others, whatever you like for yourself, wants to say that you are part of others. The happiness of you depends on the happiness of others. You can't be independently and alone happy and mas'ood. You can't attain sa'ada individually. It has to be done collectively. You as part of a large community can attain happiness, can attain sa'ada, can be successful. That's why in the hadith we have al-muslimu man salima al-muslimun min yadihi wa lisaneh. The Muslim is the one that other people are safe from his hand and tongue. Look, the definition of Islam is like, as long as your communication with others is okay, they are okay with you, you're not giving hard time to them, then you are Muslim. Or in a different hadith, we have that if you have 3 neighbors, كلهم راضون عنك, all of them are happy with you, inshallah you are from the people of the heaven, of the Jannah, of Behesht. So again, the benchmark, the standard for being one of the people of the Jannah is that how your neighbors are happy with you, are radi, satisfied with you. In my understanding, this golden rule in akhlaq, like for others, whatever you like for yourself, this could be a fundamental human value and fundamental Islamic value, religious value, which can bring peace, sulh.